Yo, what's up, everybody? It's D-Mac coming at you with a review of the Blackout Flyknit Roshe Run. This is the one with the natural motion sole. All of them have that already, though. So, uh, I'm a longtime fan of the Roshe Run. I have a couple of the colorways. Um, I'm gonna be using this one today, the Solar Red for, the Siren Red for an example today. Um, Now, this is like the classic Roshe Run. This was the first batch that Nike came out with. And personally, I think this is the best colorway. As you can see, I've beaten these to hell. I pretty much take them everywhere. They're like my go-to travel shoe, and they're very comfortable, compact. You can pack a bunch of Roshes when you're going on a trip. Now, these ones are just like a modern version of this with a big uh, increase on price. The normal Roshe runs, I bought the Siren Red Roshe runs for $70. These ones were $125 off Finish Line. Luckily, I got a little bit of a discount just for winter circular points, but it worked out to be about $100. So, still from $70 to $100, that's a $30 increase. Luckily, from Finish Line, you get free shipping. Now, I am a huge fan of Flyknit, and uh, this wasn't really the type of Flyknit I was expecting. I was expecting more of the Flyknit off these guys right here. These are the Air Max 2014 with the Flyknit. Now, excuse me, these are filthy, but this is much softer of a Flyknit. It's much nicer on the foot. Um, it's kind of elasticy too. This really has no give at all. It's almost as if the Flyknit is off, the Kobe Elites. And like the only difference between these two Flyknits is feels like this one does have a fuse backing, and this one just doesn't. And so it's kind of weird wearing these with no socks, which I usually like to do. That's usually how I like to wear my Roshes. I've had to wear socks with these just because the inside is a little bit abrasive. And then something else I've been noticing on some of the newer Roshe runs is I'm just going to pull out another pair here. I don't know what the specific name of this colorway is. I just call them the maroon Roshe runs. My friend picked these up from the employee store in Oregon. Now I'm just going to pull out the sole here. I still haven't worn these yet. I gotta break them out sometime. But the new Roshes, I don't know if it's just the Hyperfuse ones and the Flyknit ones, but they have this ortholite insole, this sort of yellow foam insole, and then they have a well, I know it's not felt, but it feels like felt over the top. Um, the top of the insoles on the Flyknit ones are a little bit uh, rougher, so you can probably get away with wearing no socks and your feet won't smell. What I really want them to go back to is uh, these insoles, these Solar Soft insoles. Forgive me, these have been worn heavily. You can see like my footprint in there. These are from the Siren Red Roshe Run, so obviously they've gotten a lot of wear. But still, they're really, really cushioned. And the insoles on here, they're much more stiff. So you're really relying more on the midsole than the insole on the new Roshes. And that's not a good thing at all because it's still a dense pylon midsole. I think they would have had much greater comfort if they went with the insole from the Air Maxes. Uh, it's a little different. It's a little bit thicker. Has a slightly softer density. Um, and I know they use the same kind of insole in free runs, and that's one of the things that makes free runs so comfortable, even though they have very minimalistic midsoles, is this insole right here. Um, so I think uh, putting these insoles in my uh, Roshes is going to make them a lot more comfortable. I haven't done that yet, and I'm a little bit hesitant to do that just because I'm going to forget, and when I go to put on my Air Maxes, they won't have any insoles in them. So, and I'll just leave the house with no insoles in them, and my feet will be sliding around. It won't be very comfortable because Air Max aren't that comfortable, really. They're pretty dense. So back to this. If you want to get a close up on here, there's that pattern kind of coming off of the Kobe Elite. It's got this sort of ballistic pattern over the top. And I really thought that I don't really like all black shoes. I think they look way too plain. But something like this with the Flyknit, it looks simple, clean, but it also looks really detailed. Now, I've worn these about 3 times now, and one thing I'm noticing on these more than any other Flyknit shoe is they're creasing. They're creasing. That might just be because it's not very supportive, but I noticed like there's definitely some creasing going on right here. I don't really care too much about creasing, especially because it's an all black shoe and it's pretty tough to see, but still it's something to note. Also, if you normally go true to size in your regular Roshe runs, which I would recommend, you're gonna notice that these guys here fit a little bit big. You can get away with even going like half size up in these because the mesh on the toe box is fairly tight, you know. So the problem with these is the mesh on the normal Roshe runs is a lot more minimalistic, and this right here is just slightly more supportive. So your foot is not going to be wrapped the same as as in the normal Roshe runs. Also, you can tell that the height of the toe box is slightly higher. Now, that's just a comparison to the normal Roshe runs. So yeah, toe box is slightly higher, so I can tell that my feet really slide back and forth in these. As you can see here, I usually like to wear my Roshe runs loose, like that, not tied at all. But with this Flyknit upper and having it be slightly bigger than I'd expected, I can't really do that without my foot just sliding out of the shoe. Also, I noticed that since I had to tie them, I was tying my laces much more often than I normally do. These laces are really thick and really hard to tie because they're really dense. They're really hard. So your normal laces are going to be really spongy, but these guys right here are fairly stiff, like on a dress shoe. So you really need to like double lace these, which is kind of weird because I normally go with like a single lace, so I'm going to lace my shoes at all. So that's just something to note. You might want to do a lace swap. Maybe go grab like some extra rope laces. I know Rope Lace Supply, they have some pretty cool ones, and especially on an all black shoe, it's nice to have a little bit of contrast. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, with all that being said and done, this is still a pretty comfortable shoe. Even with this insole, I kind of noticed that the midsole on these is just a little less dense than the midsole on these. These are rock hard, so you really do need the Solar Soft insole. But on these, the midsole's a little bit softer, and I think maybe just because of the new shape of it, that you get a little bit more compression. I've worn these 3 times, and looking at the midsoles, you can tell they're well creased. I know a lot of people don't really like creased midsoles, but that's a sign to me that the shoe is going to be comfortable. Now, one thing that I didn't pull out that I'm going to do right now is the box. they came in a new box. Threw the chucks over there. That's fine. They came in this new Nike sportswear box. One thing I noticed from the other Nike sportswear boxes that I have is there's a new Nike symbol up in the corner here, and then a little bit of an update to the label. You have the men's size up here, but then now you also have the women's sizes right here. You can read that, Nike Flyknit Roshe Run. Colors are black, midnight, fog. Size 13, and a woman's 14 and a half. So I think I will be picking up some more Flyknit Roshe runs in good time, though. These are fairly expensive, and they're not at the top of my list right now, just because November, crazy month for sneakers. Got those slam dunks I saw dropping on November 1st. I'm guessing those are going to be $250 or $225, and those are pretty sick. I really want to try to pick those up. Doubt I will, though, because they're probably very limited. But yeah, these are $125, so maybe I see myself picking up another pair maybe next year for spring. Maybe like a nice bright colorway. And what I'm really hoping for, and I probably won't be picking these up, is if Nike becomes my best friend at forever and re-releases the Siren Red Roshe Run. They've been restocking the Calypso Roshe Run, which is pretty much the opposite of this. If you put this shoe on a negative filter, it'll look exactly like the Calypso Roshe Run, and vice versa. So hopefully that's a good sign that they're going to be restocking the Siren Red Roshe Run. There aren't that many fans for it out there because it is, after all, a Roshe Run, and it's not a Yeezy Roshe Run. But seeing these restock, I will be on it in a second, just because these are some of my favorite shoes. And I just remembered I forgot to touch on one of the topics that I meant to, and that is the new soles on the Roshe Runs. Now this video is getting pretty long, but just when I was holding that Roshe Run, I noticed how stiff they were, and then I realized, because I was wearing these all day, and they have that natural motion sole. Now, when you're wearing these, and you're wearing these, you can actually feel a difference. These are, well, a little bit more flexible, and definitely the soles on these are more comfortable. These all together are a little bit more comfortable. Just putting the two shoes together, just for a consumer standpoint, it doesn't really matter if you're going to go with the Flyknit Roshe Run or the regular Roshe Run. Both are going to be fairly comfortable. It's just really a price point. $70 or now $75 and $125. You can probably get a pretty good discount because no one's going to buy a $125 Roshe Run. They're not going to sell out. They're going to go to clearance. So you're going to find deals on these, but then these are always going to be at a low price. So the mesh itself is just as comfortable as the Flyknit, if not more. Actually, I'd say the mesh is more comfortable. However, the Flyknit definitely looks a little bit better, just because of that detailing. Now, I'm still like a diehard fan of the regular Roshe Run. I don't see myself changing and becoming not liking this and only liking the Flyknits. And then when it comes to the Hyperfuse ones, these ones are just pretty terrible. For me at least, like, I don't really like these at all. I like the colorway, I like the look of them, but just the midsole's way too stiff to have, let me see, these maroon and ortholite insoles and like that felt on top. So what I would recommend is going into your local Finish Line, Foot Locker, Champs, trying these on, because they're going to have them in there, and they're going to have them in a bunch of colorways. So you can go in there and you can try on your size. I suggest going true to size first, If you're a wide footer, maybe these will fit true to size, but going half size down in these is probably going to be the way to go. And then just putting on a regular Roshe Run, putting on a Flyknit Roshe Run, walking around, see if you see a difference, which one you like better, and then really just choosing it from there. Maybe wait for Christmas till you get like a Finish Line gift card to make the Flyknit Roshe Runs the same price as the regular Roshe Runs. But that's going to be my advice and my standpoint on the Flyknit Roshe Runs, my little review. That's going to be it for today, guys. It's DMAC signing out.